The subnet I'm about to show you what it is, how it works, and how you can earn on it, I think will be at the forefront to bring mass adoption to bittensor. And matter of fact, we're so early at the moment that it's simply in its infancy stage, and that's what this channel is all about. If we want to make life-changing money, we need to be in on the money before others, before the market and before the competition. So watch this video because you don't want to fade this subnet. I think it's going to make a lot of noise in bittensor in the coming months. Think of it like a decentralized giant marketing agency that spans over, hundreds of countries, powered by its miners, which are the YouTube content creators. So picture this, a traditional business would go to a marketing agency and they would need a creative director, influencers, administration fees, account managers, ad budgeters, the people who run your campaigns and your ads, video editors, all of that. These are huge amounts of expenses, even sometimes upfront, that the business loses on just to acquire some customers. But right now, all of this that I just named could be swapped by one single thing: miners on the Bitcast network, like me, which produce content. The reason I'm so confident about this subnet, I personally bought it, I'm making videos, I'm trying to qualify, is that the incentive mechanism is so powerful. You have an army of miners that we don't even know each other, all competing for views, watch time, click-through rates, viewer retention. And this naturally urges us to make the best possible video to provide the most amount of value to the viewer. And this just creates overall high quality content. And the brand, the person that paid Bitcast, for the brand deal or whatever, he can just kick his feet up and watch the miners go to work. It's currently in its infancy stage. It's literally 3 months old, but I can already see and predict in the future how it's going to disrupt the $1 trillion marketing sector, and simply how businesses, offer their services and products to people. The process of mining on bittensor is so simple. Here's how it works. Right now, Bitcast, the company, are the ones which are deciding what we talk about on our videos, which is called a brief. It's basically the main subject on your video, and you're gonna have exactly what to say, the length of your video, what to include, what not to do, and just these are the general guidelines which you have to follow to actually qualify to earn for that brief. Right now, bittensor is mainly focusing on bringing attention to other subnets, which is great because we're all helping each other out. And we've had subnets like Shoots, which is subnet 64, Void AI, which is subnet 106, that all paid to Bitcast around 10 TAO for, have Bitcast miners to do videos on that subnet to bring attention. In early 2026, the briefs or the subjects in which we could talk about are going to expand to the broader crypto industry. And then I think around 2027, all kinds of brand deals would be able to call up Bitcast and have a group of miners do videos on that subject. If you want to create your YouTube channel and start mining on Bitcast, it's super important for you to understand how you're actually going to get evaluated, scored, and eventually paid. So right now, validators, they apply, a complex scoring formula, but let me break it down in simple terms. So once you make your video, there's a large language model, an LLM, that's going to scan through the transcribe of your whole YouTube video and is going to assess if you actually spoke about the current brief and if you followed the instruction guidelines. Once that is out of the way, validators, they have a way of calculating your projected YouTube earnings based off of the 7-day moving average. And you're also scored as a miner based off where your viewers are located, because a viewer, for example, in the US is worth more than elsewhere. You're also scored on the watch time and the viewer retention. So if a viewer simply goes on your video and bounces off and watches another video, your score is going to get lower. So these are all important metrics that are going to determine your direct TAO emissions. There's also a super cool tool on your creator dashboard, which you can use to check if your video will pass the guidelines and you'll be eligible for earnings. So picture this, it's 2027, Ferrari hits up Bitcast and they're like, yo, we have a new car collection coming up. We need your army of miners, particularly those with YouTube channels that talk about cars. Make the video 10 minutes long, talk about, the style of the car, the new colorways, the speed, the horsepower, just the general lifestyle that this car brings you, and just why Ferrari is the best luxury car out there. And then you would have the army of miners on Bitcast competing within each other and making the best Ferrari video possible on their new release. And you would have Ferrari just making a simple payment to Bitcast and avoiding all this mess related to marketing agencies that I mentioned previously. And the miners would simply make a killing. Ferrari would have a ton of marketing on their new car release, and everybody wins. To get involved, it's super simple. You would need 100 subscribers. Your YouTube channel would need to be at least 21 days old. And you would need to hold at least 2,000 alpha tokens. At the moment, it's pretty expensive. It's over $10,000 if you want to go that route. Or if you already have the YouTube Partner Program badge, which is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year, you could directly connect your miner and start working in Bitcast. Currently, if you have zero technical skills, it would take you about 1 or 2 days to get the hang of everything before connecting your miner. I'm going to try to simplify this in 10 easy steps. I'm not going to do a full step-by-step guide. This could be a separate video, but it's something like this. First off, you need to buy a VPS. I use RackNerd. I don't know why, because it's cheap and it's easy. Just write racknerd.com/New Year and you're gonna find great deals. You then need to be at least somewhat familiar with what a terminal is, and you would need to SSH login with the credentials that your virtual private server gave you. You would then need to install the proper Python packages that your miner needs to for it to run. You would then need to install the bittensor SDK and the Btcli, which is what's going to allow your miner to interact with the bittensor network, and there's a list of pre-written commands that are actually coded by the OpenTensor Foundation, which you can reference yourself to and learn how to check your wallet balance, send transaction, registering on subnets, and things of that nature. Number 5, run this command, and this is going to create your wallet. You're going to get prompted to create a cold key and a hot key, and you would definitely need to get familiar with what that is, because your cold key is your main wallet vault, and your hot key is what you use to interact with the Bitcast subnet and just your miner talking to validators. Number 6 would be to fund your miner on your cold key with a little bit of TAO from your main wallet for you to be able to register on the subnet. Step number 7 is super important. You would need to create a Google Console project, and from there create a secret token key, which is going to allow YouTube to give access to your miner, to your YouTube analytics, for example, your views, your watch time, all the important metrics. And once your miner has a hold of that, validators, they can detect it and they can score your videos based off of your performance. Step number 8, you're then going to use your miner hotkey and run this command to be able to actually go onto the bittensor network on subnet 93, and just you're gonna get recognized as a miner there. Step number 9 would be you running the proper command on your terminal to actually turn on your miner. Once your miner is turned on, you can start making YouTube videos if you qualify, and validators are automatically going to see your YouTube analytics, and they're going to be able to score your miner because everything's interconnected. Quick bonus step, you can also run a health check on your miner. So if you type in this command, it will actually display like an interface for you to see if your miner is on, if it's properly displaying information to validators and relaying the proper information, if your access to your YouTube analytics is correctly working, and if you're about to get deregistered as well. If all of this sounded like a huge load of gibberish, don't worry. Bitcast is currently working on a one-click register process for you to be able to become a miner without interacting with terminals and private servers and commands and downloading packages and all of that. But you would need to be a bit more patient and wait a little longer until it's up and running. If you don't want to get involved in content creation and making all of these videos, as an investor, I still think Bitcast is one of the best subnets to put your money in. I want you to run this simple exercise. Take a futuristic price in which you think Bitcast could reach and divide it by the total subnet prices, which is called subnet price. This is going to give you an emission percentage. So if Bitcast is worth 0.15 tau and sum of alpha prices are 2.3, the emissions are actually pretty straightforward with what's going on right now in the top subnets. And this leaves a room of 733% of growth for the Bitcast token. But obviously this is not financial advice. Everything is super volatile, but this would be a range where I would feel comfortable potentially selling my Bitcast tokens. You know, I'm just a realtor that had a career shift a couple months ago. I had zero developer background experience, and the purpose of this channel is for me to journal and see if it's possible for a regular person that's not technical to mine on Bittensor and earn a good living. I want to see if it's possible to make $100,000 or $200,000 a year by mining on Bittensor. So if you're curious about new trends, you know, being in on the money before others, AI, Bittensor mining, things of that nature, this channel is definitely for you. I'll be dropping a lot of weekly videos and a lot of value for you guys. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.